certainly your time. Lou, if you'll please sign in, state your name, and you live in Monroeville. Gotta get used to that.
Lou Smith of Turnpike Gardens, Monroeville. Last week, Thursday, not to be beating a dead horse here, but something's come to light. I remember Linda Gatos being up here talking about Mr. Fulkerson, his bill with Mr. Cambest, and I remember our manager, Lynette McKinney, stating that she didn't meet about anything other than lunch with Mr. Cambest, that she didn't discuss any borough business.
No, I said that I didn't have a meeting with Mr. Cambest. I had lunch with Mr. Cambest.
Okay.
To clarify that for you, Mr.
Well, I happen to have a bill here. I'm going to give you all a copy and a letter. Not all of you, but I do have three.
I have it.
Well, it's good that you have it. Because if you have the letter and the bill, municipal manager, it says here, the meeting with the municipal manager took approximately 30 minutes on Mr. Fulkerson's behalf.
Right, during my 1.5-hour lunch. In other words, I went to lunch and Mr. Fulkerson's business was brought forward at my lunch.
Okay, well, then there's another question that comes with that.
I didn't have a meeting with Mr. Cambest about Mr. Fulkerson. Mr. Cambest brought that up during my lunch.
Well, then you should have put a call into this solicitor right here.
It didn't have anything to do with the solicitor. Mr. Fulkerson was retaining Mr. Cambest for his lawsuit against the municipality.
Well, I think you overstepped your
For
bounds.
his disciplinary actions that were being taken upon him. That's what this was about.
So it was about an employee that was being disciplined, and this man wasn't notified. Did you now become a lawyer? He's the lawyer. Mr. Dice, may I direct a question to you? Should you have been at that meeting?
I'm not going there. I'm just not doing it. Lynette decided to do whatever she chose to do. She's given you an explanation. She has indicated that she met with Mr. Cambest
For lunch.
for lunch.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, sir.
this keeps coming up. Mr. Dice, if you would answer a question that I have. I just have a simple question. If you go to lunch with somebody, or you, as it's been stated, meet with somebody, although we've been informed it's actually a lunch, and you are retained by somebody else, and as part of your retention, you meet with the other party, do you bill the other party, or do you bill the party that retained you?
I would have billed the client.
The
which
person
would
that
have been-
retained you?
Yeah.
Okay. So the questioning, Mr. Mayor, is circuitous and it's not appropriate, because we were not retaining Mr. Cambest, and Ms. McKinney has already explained that she was invited to lunch, and at that lunch, he happened to bring it up. What he does with his client is none of our concern. And I would like to refrain from discussing this bill any further.
Well, let me just put it this way. This is the first I've seen this document. I've heard documents existed. I had no idea what we're looking at. And I hear what you're saying, Bern. I guess I need to review that a little bit more in my mind, but the bottom line is, there's a bill here for $1,500, is it, or no, $1,050, I'm sorry. Obviously, I'm not sure if we're responsible, or Mr. Fulkerson.
The bill I have.
Well,
is
if we did not
$500.
retain Mr. Cambest, how can we be responsible?
Well, it says meeting manager, 4 hours.
It doesn't matter whether
There's a
we
new-
met with the
well,
manager or
This is a
not.
different bill.
It says review documents, telephone conferences with Mr. Pat Fulkerson, prepare and attend meetings, prepare and attend office correspondence with Patrick Fulkerson and his spouse, review the charter for a total of 4 hours at $125 an hour,
But it doesn't say that on
billed
this
to
one.
Mr. Fulkerson for $500.
There's
That's
two
what
different
Mr. Fulkerson gave me at one of the last meetings.
Well,
So everything he did in that description was 4 hours.
well, again, I can't disagree that I don't know what's going on with that, and I'm not going to even try to. If
Well, do you
there
remember
is-
at any time that this council enlisted Mr. Cambest for anything?
I'm sorry?
Have we, at any time as a council, voted to retain Mr. Cambest for anything?
No.
Then why would we have a bill from him that we should pay? Or why would anybody give us a bill that we should pay?
Well, the bill exists, and there's discussion
No,
that
the bill
Lynette,
doesn't exist. It's addressed to Mr. Fulkerson. It is not addressed to the municipality of Monroeville.
well, that I don't disagree. I
It
see
says
that.
right on there, Mr. Patrick Fulkerson. This bill is not Monroeville's bill. This is because Mr. Fulkerson was retaining Mr. Cambest for his legal matter. Doesn't have anything to do with Monroeville.
Well, to put this to sleep, at least for my world, you know, Mr. Dice, maybe you can talk to Canvas and get to the bottom line maybe next
I
month.
think he has.
Did he meet with Fulkerson? Is it our bill, his bill? Do you mind doing that? I don't
I'll
want
do
to throw you
whatever,
under the
Well,
bus.
if you have
I'll do whatever the majority of council tells me.
Does the bill say Pat Fulkerson or the municipality
I
of Monroeville?
understand. I don't have a vote. I just want to put this to sleep.
I move to adjourn the meeting.
Second.
I'm talking. You can just sit
Don't we
there,
have to take a roll
Mr.
call?
There's a second and there's a motion and a second.
Roll call Sharon.
I'm
They have a.
talking.
There's
have
a
right
motion
to
and a
do-
second.
Lou, they have a right to do it. They're playing games. So go ahead. Roll call Sharon, please.
Freedom of speech, and I'm telling you right now, I have the right to
Roll call,
speak,
please.
mister, and you're going to listen to me.
Roll call.
Motion and a second.
Roll call Sharon, please. There's no discussion.
I hope the voters are listening, because I had a lot to say tonight,
Aye, roll
and
call.
this man's denying my right to speak at this council meeting.
No,
You!
Dr. Griesbach,
no.
Mrs. Drumheller.
Aye.
Mrs. Allison.
Aye.
Mr. Duncan.
Absolutely not. Let the people speak.
Mr. Ramsey.
I'll tell you one thing,
Meeting's
I'll get
adjourned.
it out in the
Adjourned.
press, I can guarantee you that.